Hey, welcome. Yeah, that's two in 1 week. It is the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. I am your host, KFell. Yes, it is me. Haircut, beard gone. It's hot outside, isn't it? And I figured new look, new teams. Why not roll with it? Tilbury Bluebirds, Joe Byrne. We're going to talk to him about what he has to do and how the idea for a team in Tilbury came about. After the logo, that chat. Start again. Joe Byrne is on the podcast today, and you are bringing a new hockey club to the WOSHL, the Tilbury Bluebirds. Joe, tell me about the process and tell me about what made you decide to join the Western Ontario Super Hockey League and bring a team to your area.
Well, I had heard about it a couple years ago when they were looking at putting it all together, and I just basically I was looking into it, wasn't sure, and then decided it was time to move on and pull the trigger and get involved.
And you have an extensive background in many sports, judging by your background, boxing, but as well hockey. If you don't mind taking us down a bit of your hockey past.
I mean, where do you want to go with it? I've done some fun things with the coaching end of it. Played some minor pro and played in the OHL a little bit. Had a lot of fun when I was younger, and then did fairly well. Coached over in Europe for a couple years, and ended up coming back just before COVID, and here we are.
Did you coach, when you say Europe, did you coach in the KHL or were you in another league?
No, I was in a different league. I was in a Slovenian hockey league.
And so what are your worries or what are your thoughts about bringing the Tilbury Bluebirds to the WOSHL? Like, how is staffing going? Do you have a lot of excitement from players? Are they reaching out?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fielding phone calls since 10 minutes after we put the first little announcement up, and I've got a list of about 65 players now. I've gotten a good dozen phone calls about guys wanting to be involved on the staff level of things, and there's a lot of excitement in Tilbury. I mean, the buzz is out there and people are talking about it.
Is there a big team in the Tilbury area, or are you hoping this fills that void?
There is nothing there in Tilbury. I mean, the closest they've got is Junior B in Leamington and Chatham, and then the Spitfires in Windsor. But it's a big thing for the town that it'll give them something to do on a Saturday night and stop them or not stop them, but save them from having to drive 20, 30 minutes to go see some good hockey.
Well, for sure. I'm not sure if you've caught any Western Ontario Super Hockey, but it is pretty entertaining and you should draw well. You have a big enough arena.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping to have a good crowd in there. I know that they hosted a few minor pro games there 5-6 years ago, and they drew really well with that. So I'm hoping that we can do the same, and that the community really takes it on as their own team.
And how, speaking of that and getting people together, have you started to build the executive board yet? Is that been on your mind, or are you worried more about the on ice side?
We've got a couple guys on that I'm looking at bringing on with us. I mean, I've got my business partner on this is Bill Chapman, and we're talking a lot about who we want to bring on. We're being very careful about who we bring on, that it's the right people, and that they share the same goal and passion for the game that we do.
And when you're talking about building this team from the ground up, what is your philosophy on icing a hockey club?
You want to have good people to work with on the staffing side of it, but the biggest thing is having a good locker room. I mean, if you've got players that can get along and stick with it year to year and be loyal, that's the biggest thing, because they're going to bring fans. they're going to bring their families, and they're going to bring other hockey players. So if you've got a good locker room, word will get around about what you're up to.
And how do you feel about the structure of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League, where you have a point system to build that club? That way there is a lot of transparency in the league, and there is, not one team is a super team compared to others.
I'm a big fan of that. I think most of these leagues that aren't structured through districts or different levels, or aren't IIHF governed, that it's doing this is really like, it's very important. I think other leagues should be following this model.
And let's talk a little bit. I mean, there's a lot to go into, and I'm sure, I don't know if you've ever launched an expansion team, but there's things I don't think about until I read these things that President Jamie Petrie sent me. It's like, what in your mind when you said, okay, we're bringing a hockey team in, how did you pick the colors for the unis?
Oh, geez, I don't know. We started toying around with some ideas of a potential logo and what we kind of wanted it to look like. Bill and I, we both went through a bunch of different jerseys. We wanted something a little unique. Looked at some third jersey options from other teams, and then looked at going custom again, like I had done with my previous hockey team I owned, and settled in on the Seattle Kraken. That there's not many teams out there with it. So we're going to take their jersey pattern and color pattern and borrow it. And it matches the decor of the arena as well. So, it goes hand in hand.
Well, for sure. And how did you come up with the name, the Bluebirds?
The Bluebirds were a junior B team in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. And, we thought about other names. We thought about different things. And I think going back to that just really fit, the people involved that we're hoping to have around. We've got some of the Bluebirds alumni from 40 years ago, or whatever, it's almost 50 years ago, that, they're reaching out, and they're happy that this is coming back. And so, it's really, I sat on it for a couple months, and then we went from there.
And nothing draws at the heartstrings of a sports fan like nostalgia. So great job on picking that name and bringing it back to the area.
Well,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, well, I just hope that there's some familiarity there for the town of Tilbury, and that fans want to buy in on it.
I think doing that will draw in the people going, oh, I remember that team, and that'll bring in the nostalgia, and it'll bring some of the elder people who used to go watch the junior B team, will bring them back out. And I think it's a brilliant move. What are you going to provide on game night, or have you thought that far yet?
Well, we've thought about doing this. Bill and I work together. We've been working together with my junior team. We thought about doing this kind of a business model at the junior level, but just we weren't getting there's not the attention or the excitement that there is at the senior level. So, we've got some great hockey players. We're going to field a great hockey team. And so now all these ideas that we had that we were hoping to do, I think they're going to come about. So we've got a long list of themed nights that I think we're going to tackle this year. So there's going to be a lot there for everybody to come and take part of.
Well, you definitely got a lot of work ahead of you, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck this year in the Western Ontario Super Hockey League. And I will certainly run into you at the Almond Arena when you visit Stratford, and looking forward to seeing you guys play the Fighting Irish the first time this season.
We're excited to get going, and I'll see you there.
Good luck this season. Have fun putting it together.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was Joe Byrne, Tilson. That was Joe Byrne, the Tilbury Bluebirds, and we've got one more expansion team to discuss. That'll be coming up later on, probably early next week. So I hope you enjoyed the interview, and I hope you're looking forward to next season of Western Ontario Super Hockey League. I'll be back with you next week to bring you more updates on the expansion teams coming to our wonderful league. Have yourself a great weekend.